Hello and welcome to Stage 4 of Fast and Ferrari, where we are racing for the Ferrari 499P. Throughout this video, I do end up adding some more upgrades. I needed more to finish this day. Never know when the hardest race is, so I'm just adding as little as possible as we go along. This elimination event actually had me a little bit worried, but it's not that bad. You gotta really... It took me a little bit to maximize Mount Panorama, huh? I've gotten a lot better at this track lately, so I already kind of knew how I wanted to drive it. And so one thing I was saying in the Stage 1 video is that once you really figure out one car at one track, it really helps you at all the other tracks. Like if you know your braking points at all tracks, once you figure out how a car works on one of those tracks, you just make those adjustments for the other tracks. So then I know, oh, okay, I can drive it probably a little bit deeper here, maybe not as deep there. There's always a little bit of trial and error still, like that corner right there, that's one of the hardest corners in the game. There's a handful like that I just find that is such a complicated corner because it's got a couple of different sections almost. Like it's a more like a parabolic shaped corner, like I was saying. It's in the other video that it's just a little more, it's not a simple corner, and you're going up, and it's, I don't know. It's almost like the inverse of Laguna Seca corkscrew, but that's left and right. Never mind, this isn't left and right. The corkscrew doesn't go left and right, though. Why do they call that a corkscrew? Corkscrews go counterclockwise, I believe. Yep. Well, it depends how you're looking at it, but if you're holding the handle and looking down, they go counterclockwise. Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, that corner at Mount Panorama is actually more of a corkscrew. Anyway. Here you can see here, I gave him a little tap. I wasn't really trying to hurt him. That's just a bump pass. That definitely wouldn't be allowed in certain racing organizations. Certainly is allowed in NASCAR, but you often will get retribution, so you got to be careful. But there you can see, well, a racer, I was a little bit worried. He's a ways away, and I'm down to one last car here right away. And I don't know, with a car like this, you often can't do Mount Panorama tricks, which would be wall riding. But I'm catching up so fast here, it's not going to be required. So there, I just drove it in a little bit deep and made him give it up. And as soon as this clock runs out, I'm going to let him pass me. I'll still get credited with the win. It's just kind of funny. Racer is eliminated, but he's in the lead. But he isn't. But he is. Okay. Tailgate Magnus for 30 seconds and win the race. So when I tell you that I needed upgrades to finish this stage, of course, I didn't know that when I was doing these races. It's not necessarily a bad idea to wait before adding upgrades, but if you wanted to, you could. I mean, you could look to see what I needed for final upgrades and then buy all those right now, but take it really easy, because if you don't take it easy, it's going to be really hard on you later in this event. You'll need way more upgrades than I ended up getting. So you got to remember, just because you've got more upgrades doesn't mean you just go for it and finish with massive leads. It's just going to cause trouble. Now, this is definitely where it helps to have the names enabled, because I need to know when I'm encountering Magnus. Do a nice outside pass on Murphy here. I wish they showed the names at all times, but they don't. There's Magnus. Ooh, I just stayed off that wall. Oh, that's a trouble spot for me. It's such a strange corner. Anyway, that's often where you're going to find a lot of time in a time trial, because a lot of people have trouble at that corner. So Magnus, I think I've got to get really close before it's going to start to count my distance. And at this late in an event, I might already have trouble staying hooked up with him. Let's just see. 30 seconds is actually a really long time when it comes to racing. So let's see if he drives away. Oh, he is starting to drive away. Oh, interesting. Huh. Is he going to drive out? Yep, he just got out of the slip, out of my range. But, ooh, and you got to be careful here because they overbrake. I don't want to get damaged. I can't remember if it said don't get damaged or not, but I usually try to avoid that because damage is just going to make me slower. It's going to make it even harder to do this. Oop, another tap. Good, no damage. I was a little bit worried there. 30 seconds coming up, and bye-bye, Mr. Magnus. See you later, sir. I did grind across him pretty good. Got him out of the gas when I did that, so then that makes sure it's really easy for me to maintain my lead over him. Roth. Well, that's not a normal bot name. Obviously, that's not one of the standard bots, because you don't meet a bot named Roth. Huh. I don't know what to think about that, where he falls in the line of things. Oh, that was nice. They did a good job on that one. Pretty sure that's the Beamer. Yep, that must be the Beamer. Mr. Roth. Now I'm going to let Mr. Roth catch up towards the end. I was just doing a quick check on the requirements. Maybe don't do that in a more complicated corner. I could have been a little bit wiser about that, but oh well, that's what I did. Ooh! And Mark. Mark is not a typical bot name. Hello, my name is Mark. I'll be your AI today. No, that doesn't work. Come on, I want to get in front of you, Mark. Let me get in there. I actually didn't want to give him a smash. I kind of want to get a push. So if I want a bot to really slow down, I might give him a little bit of a smash or grind across him as I'm passing him. But if you want to push from a bot, you don't want to do that. You want them to stay kind of hooked up with you. So again, you don't want to win this by a lot. You just win by as little as possible. So I'm going to reel Mark back in a little bit here. Not too crazy, of course. All right, there we go, Mr. Mark. Funny name for a bot. This is where I definitely needed those upgrades. So there you go, I got 4 of 28 upgrades. And if you're paying attention, you might know that's still not enough. That is not enough upgrades to hit the speed I'm supposed to hit. But I'm allowed 3 seconds of off track. So I'm going to get a little bit creative. Because again, you never know when you're at the hardest race. So I don't know. This might be the hardest race in the whole event, and it might not be. You just never know. So I'm gonna still keep the upgrades as low as I can. I might have been able to do this with less upgrades, but I gave it a couple of tries, and yeah, it's too difficult. So 3 seconds of off track is a long time, and I definitely want to be in front of Cruz. Oops. So there's me. I'm trying to wall ride. Oh, it actually worked, but then I didn't pull out of it very good. Oh well. If you do a wall ride properly, you don't get damaged. That was non-damaging. My front end got hung up on the wall. You do not want to get your front end tangled up on a wall if you're doing a wall ride. Okay, I'm going to have to get a little bit pushy here with Cruz, because I need to overtake Cruz here without a bunch of contact, and then I need Cruz to push me, because I cannot hit speed alone. So then there we go. Now this is going to be difficult because he's going to be way faster than I am. So I'm going to have to very aggressively block him. He's going to be trying really hard to get around me. So you notice I'm staying, you kind of want to stay in the middle if you can. You got to be watching the bot. I'm watching my speed. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to use some now. I'm going to stop a little bit. There, I spent 1.3 seconds. I hit speed once. Perfect. Now I just need to repeat that. And I should be okay. There's Murphy. I think I've got to be in 3rd place, do I not? So I better get in front of Murphy here as fast as I can. Now that last car, I wasn't paying very much attention. I'm pretty sure that was a Ferrari, so he was a really good pusher. My one problem is, I don't know if this next car is going to be a good pusher, but I need to be in front of this car. I can't hang way back with the other car. Come on. Okay, I'm doing good. I'm catching up on Murphy. See, even when a car... Oop! I tried doing another one. You know what? I'm not going to do those anymore. I do not think that's beneficial in this car at this track. In some cars, that's really beneficial here. I think it's better if I just learn to take that corner in this car. So that's what I'll do for the next race. Now, 1.3 seconds is not much time. I really got to be careful. So here, I've got to get around Murphy. This is going to get dicey. Right here, I should be able to get around Murph. Murph. Hey, Murph. How's it going, Murph? And there's Roth again. Oh, my goodness. I almost got the pit maneuver done to myself. Okay, this is getting dicey. Come on, let's get hooked up. There we go. That was sketch. That was so sketchy. And thank you. Woo-wee. Okay, I did a little bit less time. Perfect. And I could reel in Murphy if I wanted to. Might as well reel in Murphy a bit, because this is a podium finish, so you definitely want to keep it tight. Well, not necessarily that tight. That was really tight. Anyhow, so as you can see, my top speed was just 358 there, as you can see earlier. So, yeah, I needed that help. Now, this one, I added 2 more upgrades. I was wrestling with my lap times, and I decided, you know what? I don't want to wrestle with this. Now, I parked for about 5, maybe even 10 seconds. I edited that out. I don't want you to sit there. You don't need to watch me just sitting there. So this gives me just a nice clear track. When you encounter cars, that does give you the option to slipstream, to gain to maybe shave some time because you're hooked up. However, I found that in general, I just encounter the bots in the wrong places where I just couldn't overtake them. At Mount Panorama, especially when you're the slower car, there's not that many corners that are great. I mean, this is a great corner to overtake, but I really, really, really need to be taking all these corners fast, so I can't follow a guy for a quarter lap. So anyway, by doing what I did, it just gives me a nice clear track. Now it's all on me. If I as long as I don't make any big mistakes, well, like a super small mistake's okay. So you're gonna see though, I'm gonna drive this pretty fast and clean. There we go, blast through this nicely. Still kind of feeling out this braking point. This is another difficult corner. It wasn't great. That was okay though. 101 at the sector marker. Interesting, the other sector markers right at that corner where, I don't know, I'm actually going to call that, I mean, I won't call it corkscrew, but it really is more of a corkscrew corner than the Laguna Seca corkscrew, which is not a corkscrew because it's a left and a right. And what corkscrew is bent like crazy? Oh well, I guess one that you had trouble getting the wine out of the bottle. Anyway, ooh, that might have been a little bit of off track. Okay, 127.760, that's a pretty good lap. And Murphy, now look at this, guys. Did you see me pass 5 cars? I didn't notice passing 5 cars, but I just went from 6th place to 1st place. So they decided in this race that it's about lap times, not about position. It's kind of weird. I was trying to figure out why they did that. It might be because I'm the only Le Mans hypercar. So it might be they're doing this by classes, which you would do in Le Mans racing, I believe. So maybe that's why, and maybe they didn't even do it on purpose. No, but the other races, I was 10th or whatever. I don't know, guys. It's kind of weird. I don't like it because it does mess up the, it's going to raise the bot difficulty because, I mean, now I've got a gargantuan lead. And there's just nothing I can do about it. You can't slow down. There's no time to slow down. Ooh, sector marker was a second off. Oh boy. Well, I had an extra 1.2 something seconds at the line. This is gonna get tight. Well, let's just see. I'm gonna brake a little bit later and try to push this corner a bit. Well, that's pretty good. I pushed it. Okay. As long as I take this reasonably well. Let's just see. That was a really close off track. Whoa! I think I had like 1.5 tenths. Okay. Well, please like, please subscribe. You can see I've got almost all the stage 1 so far upgrades. And see you in the next one.